I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Hey y'all, welcome to another chapter of Adventura the Bus. Welcome to She's Got the Power Part 2. Solar panels. We're getting solar panels installed on this episode. And yes, we're getting more power in this episode. So last week we did shore power. This time we're getting solar power. And this is the part where we get to have a chance to be able to have our lives be self-sustaining, where Adventura becomes more independent of the solar power or of the grid system. We don't have to have the shore power is part of the grid, and the solar power is a part of being off-grid. Now, will I be using it all the time? I don't think so. But it's good to have the assurance that if power fails anywhere else, I have the power to back up with the solar panels. I also will be having a AC to DC converter eventually, but I don't have that yet. But we're making progress in moving forward with power in this bus. And it's really good and fun and exciting about what is happening, because we have a full working system now. And I don't have all the batteries. I have the ability to charge the battery off the solar panels, so she can sustain herself. And I have enough power right now to be able to run things that I need to run, such as the fans and eventually lights. I am in the process now of wiring in the lights, but you can see that a little bit of the ceiling structure has changed. And that was partially because of the solar panels. We had to take all the ceiling apart to put it back together to build the structure. Now I'm about 2/3 of the way down the bus. I still have that last section back there to do. But right now I have the full front area completely redone. The back middle area is almost finished being done. But you can also see wires hanging down, because I'm actually going through and wiring in places where the puck lights are going in. So I have wires already run for the puck lights to be put in and installed, and life is moving forward. And I'm having a great time with this. So it's been a little bit of a lesson of taking things apart to move forward, but it's been a good journey. And I just invite you to enjoy this journey. There's some key parts. I did have some camera problems, so we didn't get everything captured that I wanted to get captured, but hey, that's part of life. It doesn't always go the way you want it to. I always tell people that life deals us a deck of cards, and we just have to learn how to play the hand with what we've got. So blessings to you. Enjoy the journey, and we'll talk to you at the end of the video. Hey y'all, welcome to another chapter of Adventura the Bus. We're getting ready to take a big step forward. Do you know what that is? We're about to get the power, so I can start singing, I've got the power! Yeah, because this right here, this box just got delivered today on April Fool's Day, which I think is kind of funny. I received my solar panels today. So the joke's on everybody else, because now I'm stepping into a whole new place of being able to be self-sustaining. And if I need to, I can be self-sustaining. If I don't, I still have the power. And this is not the complete system. This is mostly just the panels, the solar charge controller, and a Bluetooth controller. But I'm about ready to unbox this, and I wanted you guys to join me for it. So thank you for coming to my channel. Welcome to I Got the Power. And this is going to be the first section of stepping into a whole new world of solar power on the bus. So we've got the power. Welcome to the channel, and thanks for joining us. And I hope you enjoy this episode. Solar charge controller. Go away, bees. This is carpenter bee season right now. So here's all my main parts. This is a wire, of course. I have my 400 watt off-grid solar panel kit. So this is the basics, okay? And of course it's going to have pictures in here of all the different things that are included in this kit. I was able to get this kit for, I think it was right at $300. And so I should have all the components I need to set up the basic solar panel system. Now what this does not include, these are my mounts. Woohoo! Hey y'all, I'm back. So, this is a solar panel box. What I just unboxed was the actual brackets that are to go on the solar panels to mount them in the bus. And they have sheet metal screws. They also have nuts and bolts here if I want to run nuts and bolts through. So I have two options to mount that. And there's actually 4 packets of those. I have this wire, which is connected to my power inside the bus. I have 2 cables for going into the bus from the solar panels, connecting the panels together. I have a Bluetooth module that will be connecting to the bus system so that I can actually interface with it Bluetooth. These are more connectors that I have to wire. These are the T connectors that are going to be multi-connectors that are going to wire together and connect the panels together. And then I have my charge controller. So that's all the components for the actual mounting and installing of the bus. I'll open up the charge controller just so you can see it. Okay. And this is my charge controller. It will be mounted inside the bus to charge the panels once I have them installed. On the roof, I've got 2, or actually 1.5 of the solar panels mounted. I was filming some of this and we ran into some snags. My brother was here helping me and we ran into some snags, had to figure out a way to, because this is just too thin a metal here to mount these braces to, and I could mount that. The first screw is into the metal support that goes by, but the spacing on the metal supports is different than the spacing on the brackets of the solar panels. So what I ended up doing is building braces on the inside, and those screw into the mounts, and now we are solidly on now. With this one is completely mounted, the other one is halfway mounted. The winds and everything are going to be okay for the next day and a half. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I won't be doing any work tomorrow, but I will come back Monday and hopefully finish up doing this job. Maybe I'll see if I can get my brother to come over and help me finish this up. But I've got 2 of the 4 panels up on the top of the bus. Made a lot of progress today, but hit some snags along the way. I'll take you inside and show you what I did to brace it. All right, so here I am inside the bus, and that's what I've had to do to brace the ceiling parts of the solar panels. This is holding very strongly. It's braced here. It's also braced from the top. The screws go in from the top and brace into these, so these pull up into the ceiling. So that's a support against the ceiling, as well as a support here in the metal braces. So this is all done. I have it all done here. I have the 4 braces in here, and I'm going to have to put some more in on this side over here. Right there, I'm going to have to mount some more, at least 2 more, because I have another, well, I might not have to do 2 more because there's some, nope, that's plastic. So I probably will have to do 2 more because I'm going to do 3 across here, 3 panels across, and then I'm going to probably put 1 right there. And since I've got half the ceiling torn down, which is what this is part of the reason I wanted to get these solar panels mounted before I moved on to making the ceiling finish, because if the ceiling had to be torn apart to fix this, I didn't want to have all the ceiling done and then had to fix this. So this is why I wanted to finish all the roof work before I got to this part. So I'll have to redo this whole section here, but that's okay. Sometimes you got to take something apart to move forward. So sometimes you got to take a step back to take a step forward. I have a better plan of action right now, and I know better what I'm doing. So I have a better plan of what I need to do to fix this situation. I kind of just layered up some scrap wood there, and I'm going to probably use a couple 2x4s in the next section I needed it wide enough to be able to get 2 sets of screws in there. So there's 2 sets of screws in this one. So I needed this to be wider than a 2x4. And this was some plywood that I had that was wide enough to do that. And I have a little bit more of that plywood down there that I'm going to finish up the rest of it Monday. Monday's the plan right now. So we're going to be in a little bit of state of deconstruction until Monday. And then once we get everything mounted on the ceiling on Monday, then we can move on to re-putting all this stuff back together and moving on to the other parts. So, but once I have all this stuff mounted on the ceiling, then I can bring the solar panel wires in here and I can start getting some power in here and I won't have to run off of batteries. So that would be really cool. And so the journey begins. What I'm working on here is mounting the boards to support the solar panels. And this took a few minutes to get done, but you can see I have some boards there that I'm mounting in both directions. I have a metal bracket that attaches it to the metal beam, and then I have like L brackets that are going to attach it to the wall in the front there. That's the wall between the cab and the main living space. And there I'm taking down the styrofoam panels because I have to get ready to do the next set of boards that are on the docket to be done. So since I had to put the ones in for the solar panel, I decided it was best to go ahead and just build this same structure all throughout the whole roof. And I not only did boards they ran down the length of the bus. I also did them where they ran the width of the bus as well. So what you see me working on is just reinforcing those beams that I already put up. Here what you see me doing is the small boards that I put in close to the big wall there is I'm putting L brackets there for the part where it connects to the wall. And then I have these brackets that my brother found at Lowe's that were really kind of shelf brackets, but when I pounded them down flat, they worked really good as supports, and they were very strong braces for these supports for the solar system. So I wanted them to be strong. So I used a little bit of the knowledge that my grandfather gave me to how to pound out metal. And I flattened them out to where they were useful to be brackets for these boards. And you'll see me do it a couple times just so I can mount the other boards. So I used these on as many boards as I had. We probably bought a handful of them, spent like $20 on them, which those brackets usually sell for like $5 a piece, or $5 a set, and they were like $1 and change. They were in the clearance aisle, and I just grabbed up a whole handful of them, not realizing they were going to be something that would come in very handy when we were working on these solar panels. So that's what ended up happening with those. And so what I did is I'd flatten out the one edge, and then I would drill holes through, and then I would actually pound it out flat the rest of the way. And this is where you see me mounting actually one of those to be able to mount it and secure it properly, both sides, and both in the bracket itself and then up to the wall where I actually put screws in the wall with the L brackets. So now you see me working on the next set of boards, and that's what I had done, is put those two sets together. And I had to go through and drill, of course, into the steel brace, and then I'm pounding out those braces to make sure that they fit right. And then you'll see me drill the hole, and then I'll mount it with a sheet metal screw. And so I've got a whole new structure for the ceiling now, where I have a whole support system, not just for the solar panels. And you can see the holes in the roof there. That's where I'm putting that shelf so that that board, so that I can put the screws from the solar panel into that board. So that's there. I'm lining that up and making sure it's properly mounted. And then I'll go up on the roof and mount the solar panels. And so I had the holes kind of pre-drilled there, so I knew where to line up those boards so that I would get it in the right spot. And so that's what I'm working on, is properly mounting those. And this whole system worked out really well, and it's provided support from both sides. So now that the brackets are into the metal ribbing for the bus, now there's supports to screw into for the solar panels, and then it's also holding the solar panels tight and it's not going to rip the metal on the top of the bus if I'm driving down the road. So this is one of those examples of built-in tough. I've built it and rebuilt it and then re-engineered it and made it to work where it's not going to come apart. Or if it does, it's going to take a lot to bring it apart. And so we definitely built a good, strong structure for it. And so you'll see me working on a little bit more of that structure here. Moving on to the next section of boards that needed to be put in. This part here doesn't, I think I'm setting up the boards for the one solar panel that goes, there's 3 of them that go in line with the bus as you drive down the road, and then there's one that's across the bus. So this is the mounts I'm putting on for that particular one. One of them I had to carve out a section so that the wires from up above would come down. I built the ribbing in there so that I could mount each and every piece of solar panel into the wood, so that way it would definitely hold it tight. And one of them I had to carve out a little section in it so that the wires from up in the top part of the bus could come down into the bus and then be run to my electrical panel. So I had to do a little special carving for that one. It's just basically cutting a notch out and making sure that there was space for those wires to go along the line of the bus and have space between the ceiling and the actual brace. So it worked out really good, and this came along pretty smoothly. You're going to see me switch over to actually mounting the panels to the roof next. Now that I have the structure in place, I can go up on the roof, and here you see me using a tape measure, and I will get an angle there to kind of line it up to the edge of the door to line it up to where the actual boards were, and to make sure that I had that right centered on the spot where the boards were so I could mount it properly. Didn't want to mount it incorrectly. So what you're seeing me do on each of these panels is, once that I've determined where the holes are going to be, I put that Eternity Bond tape down, and then I drilled the holes into the roof so that I could pre-drill those for the screws that I put in. Then I put screws in, and then I put roofing sealant on them, and made sure they had at least 2 layers of sealant on them so that we didn't have any leaks in that roof. And so far we've not had any leaks, and I've had a whole lot of rain lately. And you know, guys, how much I struggled with getting this roof sealed and not having leaks in it, and now I'm putting holes in it, So I wanted to be double extra sure that when I put holes in that roof, they were going to be sealed tight. So this is another up close view. This is going to give you a little bit better view of the whole process that I did to mount these panels up on the roof. This one gives you a better angle as far as the camera's concerned. I had to get the cables in place, and then I can actually start attaching the roof. The cool thing about this is there's kind of a plastic covering for the roof on the top, and so I was able to feel where the boards were and make sure that I lined it up with the boards. So there you see me put down the Eternity tape, then I put down some caulk, and then I put the screws in. So actually that's not caulk, it's actually roofing sealant, so it's more rubberized than regular caulk. And this stuff was actually pretty good. I got it at Lowe's. It's not the same thing as the lap sealant. This doesn't do self-leveling, but it was definitely a good type of caulk to... Hey y'all, check it out. Look at what is going on with the van. I have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 solar panels, and they're all installed, and they're done. And all I have to do is do the wiring access for it. I have them all linked together, and just wire them in. They're mounted on the top of the roof. They look great. I have lots of space still on the roof if I wanted to build a deck up here, which I probably won't do. But I'm really happy with the progress, really happy with the results. It took some going back to go forward, but it was well worth the journey. And I just wanted to show you guys the results of about 2 days worth of work to get these installed. They are solid as a rock. They're not going anywhere. They're solidly mounted on the roof. It took me some minutes to get it done. I had to do a little restructuring downstairs underneath the roof. And that's part of the reason I didn't want to move forward on my ceiling, is because I wanted to finish mounting everything to the roof. And it's kind of worked out for the good, because it's built some structure there that I'll be able to use to mount the ceiling stuff on the ceiling. I might have to just structure it a little bit more, but it's got a good grid work for me to start with. So killing two birds with one stone, but definitely had to go back in order to go forward. So looking good with the solar panels today. Just wanted to thank y'all for supporting me, and we've got the power now. So y'all come back now. Thank you all for taking time to stop by. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Y'all come back now.
Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.